So, good morning, all, and welcome you to this course on operations management. And today you're going to see a very important topic from Unit 4, which is called push versus pull strategy. So, let us discuss this topic in detail in the coming slides. Now, we have a basic understanding of what you mean by push and pull strategy. You have seen this with respect to the marketing domain. So, the same thing now, let us apply in the domain of production. So again, this push, there are three types of strategies here, which we're going to talk about. The push one, the pull strategy, as well as the hybrid strategy. So these strategies are we're going to discuss in detail. Now, if you talk about push strategy, now these are some of the basic underlying parameters. Now, push is always based on forecasted demand. So where your demand is going to be very, very clear, your demand is going to be very, very stable, not much of a fluctuation. The variation is also going to be very, very less. That is why the stability comes in. And the end user is not going to be waiting. Okay, so you got to really may produce very really based on the customer. You got to push it. So this is the basic concept of push start production, where you're going to your entire production strategy is based on stocking. So you're going to that is called made to stock. So the customer perspective, the customer point of view, yes, it is important, but it doesn't put the entire manufacturing schedule is not completely driven by the customer demand. The entire manufacturing operations is not driven by the customer demand, rather than there is a concept of pushing the product to the customer based on various factors. So this is actually the push production, where it is basically the strategy is to made to stock. And with respect to pull production, as the word is, we've understood the background of this pull with respect to marketing strategy. Got to apply the same with respect to the production background. Now, the pull production is actually a very simple system, and it is one of the main when we talk about lean manufacturing. So it is one of the main principles with respect to the lean manufacturing, where your entire production is based on the pull, based on the customer demand. When you talk about pull, we are actually whenever there is a demand, then we are going to. That means it's a made to order concept. Where you have very clear order, but there is a very clear customer demand, then we are going to manufacture. So that is the basic concept of pull production. And today, if you talk about overall manufacturing systems, most of the systems are in the push production category, and very few systems are there in the pull production category. But so pull production is the more better way and the more efficient way, where we can we'll understand that better when we do the comparisons. So pull production always has got a numerous advantages. And these are some of the factors where the pull production is used. Whenever the demand is unstable, so whenever the demand is unstable, you have to definitely go for stable. It is better to go for a push production, because you know this is what is going to happen, and then but when the demand is unstable, then what happens? This pull production is very much appropriate, because whenever you manufacture as per the demand, you don't manufacture a very constant volume, because you know the demand is going to be unstable. And whenever also there is one more important factor where companies go for pull production is whenever you have a strategy of push where it is actually made to order, there are very high probability and risk that you can actually store up the wrong materials, and you build up the inventory of the wrong items, which is actually going to increase your inventory cost as well as the opportunity cost. The opportunity cost is the cost of not demanding a particular opportunity from the customer. So that is also a cost. And whenever you have a very clear long-term relationship with the suppliers, right? Because whenever the demand is unstable, your purchase also will be varying, and the supplies also has to be flexible to accommodate all this. So you have to have a very long-term supply relationships to ensure that the pull production is successful. And as I already told you, these some of the benefits of the pull systems. It actually the inventory gets limited, and the lead time, which is a very important manufacture component of how do you manufacture the components. The efficiency, the parameter gets reduced, and we can actually give a lot of advanced, clear lead time to the customer in terms of when the customer product is going to reach the customers. And there is an intermediary which is called hybrid, which is between the push and the pull production, where the thing is the made to order. made to order strategy. Assembled to order strategy. So that is the hybrid, because we know make to stock is pure push, made to order is pure pull. The hybrid is assembled to order strategy, where you are actually manufacturing based on assembling and ordering the strategies, order strategies. So assembled to order strategy is the hybrid strategy. So it's a combination of pure push and pure pull. And this is one more detailed comparison of the push versus pull strategies. As you told, push production is made to stock, pull is made to order. Then this is assembled to order. You're assembling based on the order. And with respect to push, it is based on forecasted demand, and pull, it is actual demand. Actual is a very important thing. There's no forecasting here. Whatever is the actual demand, you're going to manufacture. And whenever the demand is actually very, very unstable, you go for pull. But when the demand is very stable, you go for push. And where the customers are ready to wait, when you go for pull production, customers are not ready to wait, then it is actually push production. And inventory is actually finished goods are going to be very, very nice. They're going to be nil because you're going to make order and immediately ship, whereas the push production is going to be large and hybrid production also will be limited. So this is to check your understanding. For this, can you guess what will be the answer? So please go through for a few seconds. So let us understand what is the answer. So I think you also agree, then here it is going to be a push system because the demand is going to be forecast as we saw. And for this second one, just go through for a minute. The contractor with an aircraft spare parts, the demand is going to be variation. Okay. And which production approach you should use. So whenever the demand is actually variability is large, then you have to go for push system. Thank you very much for patiently listening, and I look forward to meeting you in the next session. Thank you all. Thank you.